stressed out and I'm doing a whole lot of stuff and I'm doing stuff that like I've never done before for people I've never worked before. So like everything is scary and weird and you don't know what's going on. But I also had a thing last night where I was like, Joshi, come on. Like, if you're not going to be enjoying yourself, doing what you're doing now, like, come on. Like, what are you even doing? So I kind of just had like a talk with myself and I'm like, I'm just gonna not worry about it. And I'm just going to enjoy myself because like, you know that I think it's like a C.S. Lewis quote, or it might just be from the movie Shadowlands, but it was like where, you know, his wife's dying of cancer and he's like, how can we be happy now? Like knowing how terrible it's going to be. And she's like, the happiness now makes up for the pain later, which I think is an amazing quote and is really true and like a good philosophy to live by. But I also think it works where like the happiness now makes up for the anxiety later.
Not to seem too Pollyanna-ish, but
sure.
I've found that life on the whole is not enjoyable in any way. Like the vast majority, like I know I talk too often about unaliving and things like that, but that is because life has proved to me that it is fundamentally not worth living. So I'm not really able to necessarily take joy in the moment, but so if you're ever in a place where you're just too stressed and you're like, I should be enjoying this, and then you're like, but I'm not, so I'm failing at everything.
Yeah.
Because if I'm in a bad place, it's very easy to spiral in that direction. Same. Sometimes it's enough just to take a step back and state plainly what you are doing. And like in your example, you are personally doing a full set design that is not just based off of, that is completely based off of your art and your aesthetic, and that.
Yeah, like that's pretty cool.
Even if you are super stressed doing that, because it is a lot of work, and that's understandable, like there is still a lot of joy in the abstract of that.
Yeah. And I also, I like people, oh, don't be a Pollyanna. Oh, Pollyanna had a great time.
Pollyanna was awesome.
Yeah.
I don't read the book. I saw that movie.
I'm fine. Like, what's wrng with that?
You know what my favorite scene was?
Delusional anyway. Might as well be delusional that makes us happy and enjoying things.
I like when she fought with the invalid lady over who had the idea. I just love that when she was like, I don't care if you're dying. I thought of... I'm like, yeah, Pollyanna.
Yeah.
You show that chronically ill kid.
That's right.
You put her in her place. Oh, there's one other thing I should tell you.
Yeah.
Secret show.
Oh, it's been said a bard's life can often be a hard life, or hill and dale to rove and always move from town to town. And some folk have inquired if ever we grow tired of ranging all around the world and never settling down.
But one should be a little wary of remaining stationary, 'cause comfortable is lovely, but it's not the way we grow. When life starts to unravel, pick up your pack and travel. You'll find a strange serenity in places you don't know. Wriggle-dee-dum-dee-doo-rat-terry-o-dee. There's so much to see beyond the open door. It's outward bound we go. Who knows what we'll find that we've never found before. Adventures waiting further down the road.
It's waiting for you further down the road.
You've got no map for showing which direction you are going.
But why start on a journey if you know where it will end?
And once you recognize,
To anticipate surprise, you'll relish every twist and turn that lies around the bend. Wriggly-dum-da-doo-da-terrio-dee-da-dee-da-dee. There's so much to see beyond the open door. It's outward bound we go. Who knows what we'll find that we've never found before? Adventures waiting further down the road. It's waiting for you further down the road.
the world has got its demons. There are many reasons why you'd find it harder to be brave than be
But
afraid.
every life could use some danger. Every friend was once a stranger. Ships are safe in harbor, but that's not why ships are made.
Wriggly-dum-da-doo-da-terrio-dee-da-dee. A fwit-da-dee-da-dee. There's so much to see beyond the open door. It's outward bound we go. Who knows what we'll find that we've never found before? Adventures waiting further down the road. It's waiting for you further down the road. Adventures waiting further down the road.
Let's go!
Hmm. Hmm.
Hmm.
Hmm.
Hmm.
Hmm.
Crafting with Joshi and Cubby. What will we make today? What is the dice of the day? Crafting, creating, collaborating. What would an octopus say? Trivia questions, hooray! Creating, clickbaiting, can't hardly waiting for the crafting show. A crafting show with Cubby and Joshi.
And us, the Calendar Boys.
Right, you can't have a show without a calendar. How would you know where to go and when to watch it? That's why we're here, the Calendar Boys.
Yeah, with a brand spanking new and updated all times Eastern schedule and a QR code link to the website.
I'm So just hold your phone up to the screen. If you're watching from your phone, there's nothing you can do because that's why QR codes are weird.
You gotta find someone else. That's why you should always watch things with a partner.
That's right. That I'm George Calendar. George Ian Calendar. That's my full name.
And I'm Jorge Calendar. It's spelled the same, which makes getting mail in the Calendar household a serious endeavor.
We don't talk about our third brother, Julian Calendar. Get him out of here.
He's dead to us.
That's right.
Yeah, I should have said my name was Julian, but like...
I surprised you with that one. No, I like George, Ian, and Jorge Calendar.
George and Jorge?
Calendar, the Calendar boys. They visit sometimes. They're nice boys, but we don't know when they're coming, and
which is
I wish they gave us
ironic.
Notice. It's ironic that the Calendar boys don't give us notice about when they're coming. You'd think they'd be a little more organized.
I think the Calendar boys are really bad at keeping to a schedule.
Maybe that's why they need the calendar.
Oh, or the cobbler's children go without shoes.
That's right. It was their father who Mayan Calendar.
Oh yeah, but he called it quits in like 2016.
Yeah. 2012, I think. Yeah.
2012. I'm not good with dates.
The rest of us called it quits in 2016.
Some called it quits in 2016. Decency, empathy. I don't know what it was, but it's been gone.
Hey, we're still here though. We have it, and we're part of the world.
I don't know that I'm a part of the world anymore. It's been a while since I've left this room.
Cubby, the room is part of the world.
Is it though?
Yeah, it is.
It's but the world is not a part of this room.
Oh, okay, I see.
Don't ask me what that means. I haven't figured that out yet.
No, I don't want to know anymore.
Oh, good. Because that is exactly how I'm prepared to field questions.
Oh, good. We have a question. Quick. Distraction.
Oh, it went fine. It's one I do pretty regularly. It's the most popular one they do. So like, it's great. I was doing that almost weekly for a while. Like once or twice a week. It's a nice little thing to pepper into your schedule. And also, if any of you are looking for great virtual murder mystery, Live in Theater has honestly the best virtual murder mysteries I've ever seen. They figured out how to use Zoom so much better.
Yeah, didn't I've seen one, right? Didn't I come see one of them? Like when you first started?
I think that might have been. No, that was a different. That was the company I'm blacklisted.
No. It was this one because I think Nick and I saw it like one of your first shows. I think because I would have known if it was that other one. I know that other one.
Okay, I can't now. My memory.
I might be wrong though, because it was. You know how my memory works.
No, I don't. I don't remember how your memory works.
But I've heard great things about them, and they seem like very nice people. Which is, I've worked for a lot of murder mystery companies, and they can be real rough. My favorite one was the one who hired me to do murder mystery shows at a Dave and Buster's. Yeah, and it was and I didn't get the script until I showed up there.
Ooh.
And it was like two performers, and the other performer kind of just stood there the whole time. It was great. It was great. It was a great time.
I've had shows like that, but you know, it's always fun when you're doing a smaller murder mystery and the other person just kind of
stood.
Like, I feel bad for them, but like when somebody you've worked with before just goes dead on stage.
Oh yeah, no, it wasn't that. I had never met this person before the show, and we got the script. No, they just like, it wasn't like a nervousness deer in the headlights didn't do anything. It was a like, I think I'm just here to like kind of chat a little with the audience and like shout things at you that make your job harder.
Ooh. Because the other thing I thought was they just did not get how it worked at all, which
yeah, that's kind of a little bit it was fun.
I've had that. I think the worst I've had that was like a kids show where I was working with somebody. Well, you know the company. It was a Jack and the Beanstalk.
Okay.
And
yes.
it was somebody who had done it for a summer run or something. It's the only time I did it with them, and like they had no energy at all to give the audience or their performance. It was just very flat, very stiff, which is real tough in kids theater.
Yeah, real tough.
Like it's bad and big is better.
Yes, definitely. Yeah.
But
yeah.
I know we've both been in the situation where as an actor, you're like, oh, I have to carry this now.
Cool. And I was not as an experienced an actor as I am now. Like I know, here's an excellent question. So when you are a working actor, I've worked for up to 5 different companies at the same time.
Yeah.
Easily 5, possibly more. Because no work is consistent enough to work with one company.
Yeah.
Any one time. So like, I think in Philly alone, there's probably like 3 different murder mystery, like actually like consistent murder mystery companies. Is that right?
Yeah, like at least. I mean, it's
probably more.
It's tough because, like, honestly, the one I'm blacklisted in avoided Philadelphia as much as they could. They were
like suburbs.
Yeah, well, or if the farther out in the sticks, the better. Well, apparently,
they used to do more stuff in Philly, but they're not very good, so they stopped getting gigs in the city.
Well, the thing is, like, they're consistent. They aren't very good, but they got this one guy who is so good. It's not me, obviously. I don't work with them anymore. They would be hilarious.
They used to have 2 guys.
They used to have this one guy.
Yeah.
No, it's funny because, like, he just shows up, does his thing, and makes the evening fun.
That's nice.
And then he like just he gets off stage and he's like, and he just like smokes 3 cigarettes before driving away. Like he's.
Same time.
I love the man so much, but
that's nice.
I'll never be able to heal him.
No. But yeah, I'm a more experienced performer now than I was then. So I could have handled it a lot better now. Like at the time I was like, and like I'm was fine and I handled it. But like if the same situation happened now, I'd be like, sweet, easier gig for me. It's just a solo show, no problem. Gonna spend a lot of time with the audience. But I was like
Well,
a pretty baby. Like I don't even think I had met you yet, Cubby. That's how young of a performer I was.
I'm just saying, how do you get to the point where you're unflappable?
You gotta fail a whole lot.
Or like
Well,
I
you have to not fail, because failing actually, everyone's like, oh, you got to fail. Lies. Failing actually isn't that helpful. It's actually terrible and awful, and you feel bad, and it sticks in your brain, and it spirals you, and you're like, this isn't for me. What you need to do
is push through.
Well, what you need to do is succeed badly for a while.
Okay.
That's like, it's not a failure. You just succeeded badly. And then you can succeed betterly. That's my acting advice.
Yeah, well, it's okay. So I have recently come to terms with how much I have failed, because it is more than I ever allowed myself to see for the majority of my life because of my dyspraxia. It's very difficult to learn how to do things. Like all of my developmental milestones were traumatic. You can't get lost in the failure, but like embrace. There are different types of failure.
Yeah.
And there is a failure that is enjoyable. There is a playful failure. But you do have to get through a lot of very uncomfortable failure first. And I just think it's worth mentioning.
No,
the
you're
path
right.
is not great.
Yeah, no, that's true. But also, Cubby, like the fact that you are as like the incredible performer that you are, given how much harder it is for you, like you should feel really good about yourself.
I should.
You know what I mean?
I should. And yet my resilience.
I don't. Or wait, let me say it better. Let me see, because I hate the word should. Ugh, don't like it.
Should, to quote, should as a judgment.
Yeah, exactly. And it's not a like you could, if you wanted to, feel really good about yourself.
And yet I'm so strong. I'm so strong inside. My resilience is such that
I try not to say should, because I don't like it when other people say it to me, and it's like, ugh, don't like it.
See, okay. That is a very different kind of, because I've been in situations before too where I had a very small role, and I wasn't in a position where I could just kind of step forward and carry the whole show. And you know what? There's a freedom in just being like, well, that is out of my hands. There is very little you can do as a sound engineer to guide the show as a whole to a better place. I love that you took that on yourself. I totally understand how that feels, but it's also like every once in a while when you're in a position like that, it's great to just be like, no, I will help as much as I can. But past that, ooh, that's good, Victoria London Fogg.
Oh, what a nice thing to say.
Oh,
Yay.
I'm very bookable.
Cubby, I think we have some bots. We have some bots in the chat. Those are our first bots. Does that mean we're a big deal? Does that mean we're like famous and big?
Yeah, it's,
Wow.
Even the bots want to see us.
Thanks, bot. Wow. So I'm working on a project. I'm gonna be honest, y'all. I not like for once in my life, not really through any fault of my own, I've double booked myself for this week. Normally it's 100% my fault because I have ADHD and it's like the number one thing I do where I don't understand how time works. And I'm like,
Oh
yeah,
my
I can do
God,
those
it's so
two things
mysterious.
at the same time. But I'm medicated and that helps a significant amount. So it hasn't really happened in a while. But this time I'm double booked, like really through no fault of my own. Like I guess I could have, anyway, whatever. But it's still doable. But basically to get everything I need to get done by the time it needs to get done, I kind of have to work. If I'm awake, I need to be working. Is kind of the only way it's going to get done, which is fine. I can do it. And I found out yesterday it's actually a lot less work than I was fearing it was going to be. But one of the things I'm working on, so I'm just going to use I'm going to use this time to craft because that's what I'm doing is crafting. And here we are. But one of the things I need to do is I need to make a cardboard egg carton prop. But then the director also wants it to be able to open and have some real eggs in there. They're not real eggs. They're going to be like those wooden fake eggs, but like 3-dimensional eggs that you can almost like reach into the picture and pull out the 3-dimensional egg.
Are you going to paint the wooden eggs to match?
Yes. And the reason I'm going to do that is because Cubby and I were talking about it a little earlier, and you gave me that great idea.
No, we weren't. This was spontaneous.
It was spontaneous. No, it was a great idea, and I'm totally going to do that. So, like, I'll have some fake eggs painted, and then I think I'm going to have, like, a little window there that you can reach in and pull out the real eggs. But then I love your idea of painting the 3-dimensional eggs in the same manner that I paint the cardboard ones. So it gives a little more of the illusion. And I know it's not going to be perfect, but that's.
But I love that. I love that stuff.
Yeah, like that. It'll be enough that it's going to be like, I see what they're doing there.
Yeah.
I have another point where I have like a cardboard stack of paper, but I'm going to stick a like a file in it so that she can like pull a real actual file out of papers out of the pile of it. Yeah. So it's it's such a fun show that I'm working on. I'm like really excited about it. It's not stressful at all. No, I want to enjoy myself. Like I say a lot to myself, like, Shoshi, be dumber. Like just be more of an idiot. Do you know what I mean? Like,
I mean,
don't worry about things you don't have to worry about. Don't think about all the disasters that could happen. I know you think that that's how life lessons work, and sometimes they are, but sometimes just enjoy yourself and be okay if someone's like, that's not what I wanted. It's not the end of the world. Just be like, oh, okay, cool. I can do a different thing. It's not, I'm working.
I'd go a step further because I've been actively encouraging you to mess up one of the props for this show.
Oh yeah, just so it's
just so I feel like if you just be like, oh, this one's kind of I'll try to remake it if I've got time, and I think you will be very pleasantly surprised at how much no one's angry at you.
Well, yes, that's also what so I gave a piece of advice to a friend of mine who also has ADHD and is an overachiever. And I said to her, like, what you feel is underachieving and lazy is everyone else's normal. So like do less about 50%. Your 50% is everyone else's 100%. So like do 50%. And I've been trying to take that advice myself, and it's been really helpful. I'm like,
It is. The only problem is it's not an external motivation that makes you
well, I know.
go all the way.
Well, yeah, exactly. It's because, but what it is helpful, and honestly, I'm going to be 100% honest. I don't know if I could regulate myself like this without medication. I don't know. But I have noticed that, like, when I kind of keep that mantra to myself, where I'm like, just do, like, I'm going to do what I consider my bare minimum. I find that that's either the same or even better, even maybe than what I would have ended up doing if I tried to do my maximum. Because it means that I have more energy for the parts. Because here's the thing that I learned recently. Did you know that not everything has to be at 100% all the time?
That doesn't sound accurate.
It doesn't sound accurate. But like, you know, like you have legs of a table and the table can support 400 pounds. Each of those,
because each leg can support like 400 pounds.
No, that's what I thought too. But actually, each leg is only doing 100, and then added together, it's 400.
No, I don't think cooperation is something that exists in this world.
Yeah. So I've been trying to. I'd just be like bare minimum, bare minimum, bare minimum, and then it's really nice because I think that analogy works for some people, but it doesn't work for me, because for me, a sprint is exactly as hard as a marathon.
Oh yeah.
I mean, that's ideal. That's like, that's the dream.
I don't. There are tasks I simply cannot achieve without hyper focus. But I will say I learned a lot of great philosophy for theater when I was working as a shop assistant in college, because working in theater is a great practice in good enough, because you have very little time and
very little resources, and it doesn't have to last very long.
It doesn't have to last very long, and you are only doing something in support of the performance, because ultimately it all just comes down to, I mean, there's the expression, all you need are two boards and a dream to make a show.
Yeah. No, I mean, I really, there's a lot of reasons why I chose theater as a career.
But we used to say perfect is pretty, but done is beautiful.
Yeah.
And there is something really powerfully freeing about good enough.
Yeah. So just my little mantra right now is like bare minimum, bare minimum, bare minimum, bare minimum. And it's been really helpful, because turns out when I do bare minimum, I have extra energy left over for the little places that need maximum. And it's like, but again, I don't know if I would be physically able to regulate myself without being medicated. I don't know, because brains.
Not to speak for Shoshi, but I don't think she was saying she didn't conceptually understand the difference.
I understand conceptually. Yes, conceptually, I love it. It's great. But like
in the middle, it's impossible to tell. And so I totally know, because it's like, wait, is this a marathon or sprint? I can't remember. I better sprint, because if you're marathoning on a sprint, that's not good.
You're gonna lose. Yeah.
You're gonna lose.
My brain can't tell the difference between a sprint and a marathon.
Yeah.
It's a run now. Also, I can't, but it's a great analogy for some people.
Oh,
You're absolutely correct. Yes.
I have some things to show that I wanted to show you, Shoshi.
Yes,
and
please show. And
Because you're a big shot. We haven't had a chance to hang out online. So
I'm
gonna
make you big so that I can see it. And also because I'm going to be setting up my craft camera while you're doing it.
Don't be afraid, little Sophie. I am a friendly giant cubby.
Oh, well, what about me? I'm Gigantra. Do not run from me. I will not step on you with my giant feet. Oh, villagers, why do you run? It is just me, Gigantra. That's a joke that's just for me because I used to work for this place called Dickens Village. And we dressed up as Victorian people and hung out in a little animatronic village in the back of Macy's that's still there. Highly recommend it if you're in Philadelphia during the Christmas season. It's wacky and amazing.
It was Macy's was in on this for anyone who's worried. It's not like there was a shanty town that they built in a
it's like
forgotten storage section of a Macy's. I want to make that clear.
That is true. It was built in a forgotten storage area of when it was a Wanamaker's, and then Macy's revived it. Anyway, the animatronics were about 3 feet tall, 3 feet tall, and then we were regular human people who also sort of lived in the village. So I came up with this character called Gigantra that would show up every morning while we were getting dressed for changing into our costumes for work. And the manager thought it was the funniest thing ever in the whole world. But no one here knows that. So it's a joke just for me.
It's not even a joke for me, and I love setting you up for it.
Yeah.
Also, I'm super excited. It's Yesterday's Night is here because
hey,
I just randomly found it's been a really long time since I've seen Batman the Animated Series, aka the greatest iteration of Batman.
Oh, good. I
had forgotten completely Thomas Blake is on there.
Very briefly.
That's
Oh no, that's Brave
and the Bold. Thomas Blake is a full-on villain in the animated series. He's never Catman.
What? How did I miss that? I just rewatched the series.
Because they don't call him Catman.
Dang, and I didn't recognize the name. What does he do? What villain? What villain is he?
He just goes by Thomas Blake, but he's got like a low-level cat obsession. They it. I mean, I have to. Of course, it's Yesterday's Night would know.
I gotta, wow. Because my partner had never seen Batman the Animated Series. And I was like, I know. Well, he was a little too old for like when it was on TV. Do you know what I mean? And like,
I guess, but I'm the same age, so
that's true.
I mean, granted, I continued watching cartoons and children's entertainment until present, so like that might be
until always. No, I think it was more a thing of like it was while he was in college, and like watching stuff consistently is harder when you're in college. Like you know what I mean? Like
yeah, but also that's not true because I am the same age as your partner.
Well, yeah, that's true, but I don't know. Anyway, never got a chance to watch it. And it was, and it's so good. It's so good. It holds up. It's so good. And also, I didn't notice all the like queer coding when I was a kid in it. I just knew that I loved the show. Like Clayface's assistant who wears a lavender colored shirt and really cares about him, or like all the like unspoken stuff between Poison Ivy, and like it's great. It's real good.
Okay. Yeah, I just have to say this premise sounds terrible. I can't wait to rewatch this episode.
What if Catman Cobra?
I mean, DC's Cobra is just never worked for me. I've never seen an iteration of Cobra that worked where I'm like, yes, I'm glad DC has this in their universe. Ooh. Okay, so Batman Caped Crusaders premieres tomorrow with Bruce Timm in charge. So
All right. And there's a Kite Man cartoon out now, which I haven't seen yet. But it's the same people that did the Harley Quinn cartoon, which I very much enjoyed.
Yes, which seems, I mean, that's the way to do. I saw the trailer for the Kite Man cartoon, and the first, I'm like, come on, he's like a one-note character. You can't give him the whole show. It's gonna get so old. And then I watched it, and it's like, okay, there's a bunch going on.
Yeah. Kite Man.
I mean,
we all know the origin story, right?
Yeah. I just want to say, Dr. Andy, you forgot Paul freaking Williams.
That's right.
I mean, one of my favorite stories with It's Yesterday Night is I was trying, as I eventually do with everyone I talk to, I was trying to convey who Paul Williams is. And, you know, after like rattling off a bunch of credits and stuff, like a couple of days later, he sends me a text and he's like, why didn't you just tell him he was the Penguin on the animated series? And I'm like, because I didn't know that.
The one thing you didn't know about Paul Williams.
Oh, yeah, no, I saw that trailer and I'm like, I need to know what It's Yesterday Night feels about that. I kind of appreciate that they're calling it Kite Man Hell Yeah. That was pretty good. That was a pretty good call, I think. Yeah, but the way the character is, that would be a weird thing to put on that version of Kite Man. Why not both?
Porque no los dos.
I'm just saying I would love to have a kickball team made up of character actors. Richard Mole, Paul Williams, Garrett Graham, perhaps trying to think of somebody else good. René Aubernois, he's a good character actor. Oh. Enjoy. I'm going to wait until it's piratable because I don't know, haven't really felt like going out to the thank you. Because I would not be able to spell it.
I took a class with him.
Really?
Yeah. It was a really good class. And I think he's performed at Theatricum too, where I'm performing.
Oh, I wouldn't doubt it. That seems, because he's got like he's got a good like pedigree and training and stuff, right?
Yeah. And a lot of Star Trek actors have performed at Theatricum.
Well, yeah, because all of the Star Trek was basically
Shakespeare. Yeah.
Well, it was all of the best like working character actors in Hollywood. Like, if there's any character actor you like, just look for their Star Trek credits.
So I'm just saying I'm one step closer to getting on a Star Trek show.
By association.
I mean, it's how Hollywood works, baby.
If you do enough Shakespeare shows with Star Trek actors, then I'm pretty sure that counts.
Yeah, right. All right, I'm gonna let you show off the stuff. I just realized I left all my tools in the other room, so I'm gonna go grab those really quick, and I'll be right back.
Awesome. Yes, obviously, if this is Shoshi's goal, she has got to do a show with Jeffrey Combs. Yeah, Paul Williams would have made such an incredible live action Penguin. Still would. He's older now, but like if you're gonna have like a crime boss Penguin who's just running the Iceberg Lounge, like not have him be full on villain, have him be more of like couldn't a better choice than Colin Farrell, in my opinion. Nothing against Colin Farrell, but like
I agree.
You needed like 100 pounds of prosthetics to even get close to him looking like he might work.
And then at that point, like, what's the... Anyway.
Yeah. Whereas you could just have Paul Williams just like stroll around with like a nose, because the Penguin has a weird nose, and like a top hat and smoking with a cigarette holder.
Get Danny DeVito to do it again. I thought he was great.
I mean, that was a very different take on the Penguin, but it was good.
Pretty good.
Okay, so a couple of weeks ago, Zenny had a pretty good sale, and I picked up 2 new pairs of acting glasses, one of which I premiered last night on the show.
Your glasses game is like, I feel like you're gonna take me to a second location.
You don't need to worry about that, little girl. This would be such a great look to do a senior card cage. Well, I don't know about that, Miss America.
They're real serial killer vibes, those glasses.
Yeah, I've been wanting a pair of yellow tinted aviators for character call for a long time.
They're great. They actually look really good on you. You're actually one of the only weirdly, you're not giving serial killer vibes, which is odd. Because usually when people wear those glasses, no matter who they are, you put those glasses on, you're like, ooh, I'm nervous now. But you look like a gentle art professor who's gonna like guide a lost student to find their way.
That's interesting. Well, it's got a lot of potential for like a 70s look.
Oh yeah.
I wore them last night because I'm playing like my character works as an exterminator in a rural area and doesn't like people at all. Very misanthropic, sticks alone.
Arthur Thompson?
Yeah, Andrew.
What a great name. It's like the most human name.
It's kind of what I went for. Well, also I wanted to be Andy as a kid and not like anyone calling me Andy. I'm gonna snap at anyone who calls me Andy. Unless we do, I don't entirely know how the flashbacks are gonna work, but like that's when I'm Andy. And I thought it would be another good little thing to play with as somebody who is, I mean, to anyone who is not currently watching Veil of the Failed and Forgotten, it is a very intense premise.
Yeah, what is the premise?
You are an adult, and when you were a child, you were called away to a magical land that was facing a grave threat. And you and your friends banded together because you were going to save that world. And then you failed, and one of your friends died.
Yeah.
And now 20 years later, you're called back to that world in an attempt to salvage what's left. So it's basically Gifted and Talented, the role-playing game. Adult GT kid. Like, when that goes on Kickstarter, I'm pretty sure every former GT kid is going to need a copy.
Hmm.
But I actually got 2 pairs of glasses on that trip. And no one's seen the second pair yet. You're all going to be the first.
Bum, 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 bum.
And this is another one I've wanted for a little while. Because I have small round glasses I wear for like more old-timey characters. I'll wear those when I'm a pirate, or when it's like anything 19th century, I'll just pop them on. But seeing as how I have incredibly light sensitive eyes.
I didn't know that.
Oh, have you not noticed?
No, I didn't realize that. But that's good to know.
Yeah, I can't. I have trouble with bright lights. So if you ever hang out with me, you will notice that I immediately put my sunglasses on every time I go outside.
Well, you've always had the transitions.
I used to have the transitions. There was one time. Do you remember when we were in South Jersey, and we stayed in that yurt when we were doing the Down the Shore kids shows?
Yeah.
There was one night I forgot to take my sunglasses off.
Oh yeah, and you were very happy.
I didn't even notice. It's just things looked a little bit dimmer than normal, and frankly, it was kind of comforting.
Yeah.
But like I can't do outdoor crowd work during the day without sunglasses. It gets very irritating. Plus, I'm going around like this the whole time.
Yeah, yeah.
Hey, oh, who's there?
So you look like a pirate, but
So
I love those. Are they green?
they're green.
Amazing.
I don't know why, but I realized I could just get the green tint, which is like a standard sunglasses thing, but I was like, that's perfect. That feels more old-timey.
You're like it's like you're like Dorothy in the Emerald City.
And sorry. Eyebrow up looks good with these.
Yeah. And they're such perfect circles.
Yes, and like, okay, so with the sale price, these were $15 with tint and prescription
Dang.
and shipped. And the aviators were $20.
Can you send me the link to those round ones? Because I've been looking for circular glasses, and they're very, very hard to find.
They are. If I forget, on Zenny, these are the cheapest round pair you find.
Okay.
And they're available in gold and silver and a couple other colors too.
Cool.
I have a gold pair and a black pair, untinted.
My thing is that I have very bad eyes. I'm extremely nearsighted. I was actually told by the eye doctor my last visit that I have reached the limit in contact lenses. Like, if my eyes get any worse than they are now, I can't. Contact lenses will not help. But yeah, which is fine. That's fine. They'll probably stay consistent. Like, it'll probably be fine. But it's fine.
Have you thought about laser? The chat demands.
I need to look into it. I don't know if I'm a candidate for it because I'm older and I'm truly myopic. And if you're there, it can like increase your risk of retinal detachment, which also runs in my family. So like,
oh, you just had a scare on that too.
Yeah, it's fine though. I got checked out. I'm all good.
Which is the only reason I mentioned it.
Yeah. But I might look into it. We'll see. It's all good. But the cost for me in glasses isn't the frames, it's the lenses. Because
you need to get the more
I have to.
Liz needs those as well, and so her glasses always cost $100 more than mine.
Yeah, like $100 to $200 more. Because I tried once. I was like, I'm just gonna get the cheapest thing. I'm gonna get lenses, but like I won't get them like made smaller.
They don't
They
fit
were
in the frames.
so big and so heavy. Like they wouldn't stay up. Like I have to get them. Like
Liz has
I
so
have
much
to
trouble
get
with. She gets the smaller ones, and they're still so heavy.
they're
They
still
don't.
thick. Yeah, my small ones are still. Yeah, it's so funny. But the round ones are nice because they're smaller, but they still cover like a good amount of area, so they don't weigh as much.
Ouch, Sir David.
Ooh, yeah. Yeah. So there you go. Because eyes and teeth are luxury items of the body.
Those sound pretty. Those sound super cool. Oh, so as soon as I got these $15 sunglasses, I immediately ordered a $30 accessory for them. Because I got these on and I was like, huh, these could really use some side shields. I wonder if anyone makes like attachable side shields for sunglasses. And it turns out that one company does in Spain. So I ordered them. I'll get them sometime this summer, I assume.
30 is not so bad.
No, and like I mean it's a gamble, but also I have so many weird sunglasses. I have
You've got a good collection.
I have a weakness for novelty sunglasses. It's just so much fun. I won't lie, sometimes I just get a box of silly sunglasses and I just try them all on in front of the mirror and make faces.
That sounds lovely.
It's so much fun. But I figure with side shields, these are pretty amazing. That'll work for pirate because I don't care about anachronism at all. And I'll finally have a perfect glasses to wear if I'm ever the Invisible Man.
Yes.
I mean, not finally, because I absolutely have non-prescription sunglasses that have side shields because, again, I have a weakness for sunglasses. But here's the thing. When you go on AliExpress, you can get so many different things for like $1 or $2 each. And I know it's not good for the world in general, but it's a lot less bad for the world than private jets.
Right. Exactly.
And so as long as I resist the temptation to buy myself a private jet and fly it all over, I'm okay with using disposable paper towels and buying novelty sunglasses from drop shippers.
It's so hard to it's hard. Cause like, I really want a private jet.
I mean, yeah, I could obviously you got to give up the car to make it work, but then you just take the jet everywhere.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
Jet.
also people give you rides if you're like, oh, can you give me a ride to my private jet and then we can fly wherever we want.
Yeah. I'm just gonna jet over to the grocery store real quick.
Yeah, I think they have a runway around back specifically for private jet pickups.
Yeah, back behind the Erewhon. Erewhon's like the really expensive grocery store in Los Angeles. That's why that joke's funny.
Thank you, because I did not know what.
That's where you can get like $30 smoothies.
That is it. Even if it's got rum in it, that's not worth it.
But it makes your skin look amazing. Apparently.
You know what? That's something else I'm not gonna do. I'm not gonna buy $30 smoothies. I'm just gonna buy novelty sunglasses.
Yeah. I looked up. Okay, all right. I gotta.
Okay, Sir David Percival, that is super cool. I would absolutely love to know more. And if you have photographs of your collection that you can share, I I just think that is so awesome. I love
Whoa.
seeing
That is
people's
really cool.
collections.
Yeah, me too.
Oh, speaking
Speaking of highway robbery.
no, we got I need to kill more. Oh no, I'm in the wrong place. Speaking of collections,
Dice of the day, what will we see? Dice of the day, what will it be? Dice. Nicely done.
I
Perfect.
got confused.
That was perfect.
So I have this thing where I have to click on the window I'm in to make sure that the computer knows that's the window I'm paying attention to. So I have a default thing where and then I clicked in the wrong place. So that should erase everyone's memory of the last few seconds.
Oh, speaking of, Mab's not here. I was going to ask her. I want to know if anyone clipped that thing of me dropping the egg. My fail last week.
Wait, I didn't. What?
When I was making the crepes, and I was like, "Oh, I saw this thing, and you can drop an egg," and then it just completely.
Oh my god, that was so good.
I know, but I don't know how to clip things. So
well, the nice thing is that happened in the first half hour.
Yeah, it was in the beginning.
It's pretty easy to find.
Okay.
Does anyone in chat want to clip that for Shoshi?
For me.
Because I also don't know how clipping works.
But that seems like it could be a good clip for something, for failure.
Yeah. So everyone knows the game Crown and Anchor, right?
Everybody knows.
Everybody knows Crown and Anchor. I mean, everybody knows Crown and Anchor. Oh, wait. I mean, darling, everybody knows Crown and Anchor. All right, babes. All
That's
right.
what these glasses are giving. You're I want to do cocaine with you and come up with crazy movie ideas.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure if I wore these in Hollywood, somebody would offer me a bump.
Yeah.
Hey, you there! You look like you could use some of the Coca Leaf's finest product. But Crown and Anchor is for anyone who's not familiar. I probably brought it up before because I am a little bit obsessed with it. It's a pretty good traditional betting game where you have dice that have the 4 French suit symbols: hearts, diamonds, clubs, and spades, and also a crown and an anchor. And then there's a betting mat with those 6 symbols on it. You bet on what you think is going to come up, and you roll 3 identical dice. And then, of course, you score accordingly. The way it works is whoever's rolling the dice covers the bets for that roll, so that you are winning money off of each other. When I run it at a party, I just act at the house. I like to tell people that because I, deep down, want everyone who plays Crown and Anchor to go home, search for that game, and get their own set and play with their friends, because I think it's a lot of fun. It's a really good starter for a game night because you don't have to think, and there's a lot of action. Well, last week I did a science fiction speakeasy instead of the usual 1920s speakeasy in the series on at the historical warship, the Olympia. And I went a little crazy with it because I made a new set of dice. And these are based off of Sabic dice.
What's that?
I even made a little sheet to give out to that.
Beautiful those are. Did you design those?
No,
Oh,
I did not.
Gorgeous.
They've been around almost as long as I have because they are from a very minor prop in Star Wars.
Amazing. Wait, oh, those dice.
These are the symbols on those gold dice hanging off of the rear view mirror of the Millennium Falcon.
Oh my gosh. That's
Now,
amazing.
I've done maybe too much research on this. But I found a pretty good source. But people have put a lot of work into figuring out what game goes to this. And honestly, they did a bad job. Because as the most official game this is for is the Sabic variant. And Sabic is a card game. And it's called Carillion Spike. And you only do it. You have 2 dice, and every once in a while in the game you roll them, and it doesn't do anything unless you get doubles or double spikes. Let me show you all the spike. That's the spike. So I'm like, okay, first, so like they've been selling Sabic decks with instructions in Galaxy's Edge. But they only come with something called gaming cubes, which are just red-blue dice that you just roll to get doubles on, it's a completely different thing. And it's also like, come on, like, why would you not make these dice? Star Wars collectors are insane little. It's because they don't need to. They can get away with just doing ones with flat, unmarked faces that are either blue or red. So I made a much better game by just using the rules to Crown and Anchor and making little betting mats. So we have the sun, the flask,
The flask,
the compass, the spike, and lastly, the eye.
amazing.
Yeah, and so I spent like 2 days making all of this, and then like they didn't sell that many tickets for the event. So like I just sat there mostly. But now I have a Sabic.
Yeah, and it's not like you wasted that time. Like you made something awesome.
I mean, I kind of wasted that time because it's still not as nice as my Crown and Anchor set. But my Crown and Anchor set isn't sci-fi themed.
Yeah.
So I've got that. And I should, because this is, the crafting show. So the way I made these is I printed out a sized version for the exact size I needed, and then I cut a little stencil for each of them with an X-Acto knife. And then I found out that the stencil didn't work so well. So I spent a lot of time on cleanup. But it wasn't that hard. I used the Posca paint pens that you recommended. So
Great.
hardly. Here's the thing. Crown and Anchor is a very fun game. You should maybe consider making, I'm calling it Carillion Roll, since the dice are used for the Sabak variant called Carillion Spike. And also, like, if you're going to run a games table at a sci-fi thing, of course you just say things like, well, I know what you recognize the dice here, and you're like, well, how are we playing Carillion Spike without Sabak cards? Well, hold your horses. This is a variant. You know, stuff like that. Like,
Yeah, stuff like that, you know.
anybody who walks up, I immediately said, I know you're familiar with Sabak. And just did not explain what Sabak was.
And if they know, they know.
If they know, they know. If they want to know, they can ask.
Yeah.
But I just wasn't going to volunteer.
Yeah.
I got more dice this week, though.
Heck yeah.
Yeah, I've had a little bit of depression, so I keep buying stuff, which is not sustainable. But you know I love alphabet dice.
Yes.
And I've shown one like this before. Blue with yellow ink, 30-sided, 4 stars to finish out the 30 after the 26 letters. And this is from like the 90s, and I don't know who manufactured these. I don't know what company they come from. I don't really know anything about them. But I found an eBay listing that also had yellow ones.
Whoa.
So
We all know yellow is the best color.
yellow is the best color. It was a set of 6, though. So it was a little bit more than I would have liked, because I would have been fine buying like 1 or 2 yellow ones alone. But I don't mind having these because they are very beautiful and well made, and they're a little family. Why would I separate them?
Yeah.
Also, listen. They clang so nice.
Yeah, the clicky clackies click very clacky.
All right.
The clicky clackies click well. Some good clicky clackies.
Shoshi, I have noticed that
Yeah.
you are very focusing on crafting right
I
now.
kind of am, yeah.
Why don't we do some quiet crafting?
Oh, that would be amazing. I could really actually use that. I could really use that, actually. That would be so good. Yeah, I got to do this egg thing. Oh, here, we should put... Oh, shoot. There we go.
That was actually kind of cool, though, at first, because it just kept repeating.
Yeah, as long as it wasn't going for too long.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Is there a way to make this more bigger? I guess not, because I'm on my phone. So that's like as good.
Oh, like to make it change the orientation?
Yeah, but I don't think there is.
I think that's something internal with the phones.
Yeah.
Which they should work on.
Yeah, but it's fine. Here, I will try and make this a little closer.
And of course, if it's quiet crafting, you know what I've got.
Yeah. Kumahimo. There we go.
Doesn't taste good.
Did you say it tastes good?
It doesn't taste good.
Oh, no,
'Cause
don't.
it's foam and string.
Don't eat your kumahimo. It's not for eating, it's for crafting. Some crafts you can eat, but not this one.
Yeah, crepes are a fun craft to eat.
Yeah. Well, I was saying, I can't remember if I said this last time, but I was saying it to someone that like a lot of art and crafting is just figuring out how the medium works. like, how does this paint work? How does this canvas work? And like cooking is kind of similar. Like, how do eggs work? How does flour work?
Yes,
Yeah.
which is
That's all I have to say.
wait,
I thought I felt a breath of fresh air come into the room. I thought I felt a wonderful, watery, magical presence.
yeah. Also, we miss you, Mab. If you
Yeah.
can jump on right now, we'd love you to. If you can't,
We understand.
we don't love you anymore.
I have a question. Is this angle weird because it's sort of upside down? Would it be better if it was from like my perspective? Let me know in the chat
Hmm.
if it's like weird to look at. I can't.
That's
For
a
me,
great
it's a little
question.
weird to look at, but yeah, see, it's gonna bug me. If I had to watch that, it would bug me. You know what I mean?
Oh.
It is.
I have a really perfect little life hack for you, Carrie Chapel. What you do is you buy a bunch of stuff from Mab, and that way the shipping is spread out over all of the items. In fact, the more items you get from Mab's Mobile Mercantile, which I'm actually kind of proud I was able to say that without thinking ahead, because it was each individual item gets a smaller and smaller chunk of the shipping and handling. I think we all wish shipping was cheaper, but like I'm just gonna say it personally, I'm glad we have a working post office after all
Yeah.
of the attacks on it.
True. And as my partner says in one of his stand-up jokes, if you paid me 50 cents, I wouldn't deliver a letter that far. I need a lot more money than that. So that's pretty good, actually. Pretty good deal.
Yeah. Yeah. Try to find somebody who'll bring a letter that far for 50 cents.
Yeah.
I think that Carrot Chapel and Mab need to work together to find out just how much stuff will fit in an envelope.
All right. I think that's as good as the camera is going to get. It'll stop wiggling. Apologies for that. Yeah. How does that? Let me know in the chat if that feels like a good angle. That feels like a good angle to me. Like that feels comfortable to look at for me, but
Oh yeah, it's kind of above, but it's also kind of your perspective.
yeah, because I want to be able to see if I can get it better, so you don't have to look at my keyboard so much.
So that's why your handwriting is so nice when you write things online.
There we go. And that means that this camera is weird because this camera is here, but
It's kind of a fun weird though. I like it.
okay. Wait, let me try one more thing. Thanks for going through this journey with me, everyone. It's like over my shoulder, as if you're like eavesdropping in on me. No, I think I like the other angle better. Yeah. Okay. All right. Thanks, chat. You're the best. Oh, don't look at the screen now. It'll make you sick. It's so bouncy. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Look away. Look away. Okay. There we go.
So, I know Kara left, but I was gonna say like Mab's Kumihimo discs are just a really, really perfect way to get started with it.
They're nice and they're like mobile and like
they're super simple, they're super easy. So like on and I'm not just saying that because like not to brag or anything, but Mab might have asked my opinion when she was figuring out which ones to offer.
Yeah.
But it really is a perfect thing that you can basically grab it and you can like get working right away. Like you can have that set up and you can be learning the stitches, the methodology just right away.
Cool. Okay, I'm getting this angle for everybody. Figuring it out in real time. Yeah, look at this. Look at this. This is all happening. That's going to go there. This is professionalism at its best. Professional.
At its professionalist.
Most professionalist. I'm not a perfectionist, but I am a professionalist.
Is there a good angle for like a comedy take on Leon the Professional called The Professionalist?
Yeah. I think anything can be funny if you say it slow enough. That's my theory.
That's a good theory.
Thanks. Yeah, look at that. That's a good angle. If only I could get it to be bigger, but I like this brand. Yeah. They work really well. They are a little pricey. Like you can get Sharpie does a decent paint marker. But I find these last really long. This brand lasts really long, and they have a nice selection of colors. If you need to paint big stuff, I love this one. It's called a Mopper.
Oh,
Huge. I wish they were refillable. It's the only thing I wish about them. If they were refillable,
Yeah.
then it would be perfect. But they have this kind of a brush, and if you can like press, and they'll even like drip. So they make fast painting like just so fast. It's so nice.
I kind of wanted to try paint pens because I've heard they're a good way to ink dice, and I have a couple of dice that I used some paint I had around on them, and I didn't love how that turned out.
Yeah.
So at some point, I'm gonna re-ink them with the Posca. Plus, they do seem very handy for crafty projects.
Yeah, they're good. I recommend them. They're a good product. And this huge pack thing was a really great Christmas present. Yeah, from my partner. There was like a Christmas sale on them. They got this whole thing for like $100, which is like,
Dang.
yeah, like half the price it normally is. So like watch for their sales because they are pricey, but sometimes they'll have like really good sales.
This is such great news for your partner because like you use these enough that it's like a perfect perennial gift.
It was like really a great Christmas gift. When I got them, I was like, oh, And the carrying case is great because now I don't need another carrying case, but I could always use like more markers, more variety of colors, more like, so then I can just keep adding them into this beautiful zip up case.
Yeah, like anytime Christmas is coming and like,
Or birthdays or...
Yeah, I will say when you have somebody in your life who doesn't necessarily like stuff for stuff's sake,
Yeah.
it's a little bit of a challenge because it's like, okay, this is nice, but would they like having this more than not having this?
It. Yeah. Because, you know, I'm not a stuff person. So like usually experiences or like consumables are a good present for me, or really just like, I don't need a present at all. Like it's fine. But this is like a good, but practical stuff is like.
Sometimes you want to give your partner something.
Yeah. Also, like, I do like I'm never going to be upset if someone gets me something because, you know, like a gift's a beautiful thing, you know?
Yeah.
But I don't really like, just know if you get me a thing, I probably won't keep it.
Right. You will give it away to somebody who will love it.
Yeah.
Though. Like you'll find a good home for it and you'll love it while you have it. But
yeah. And I will love the gesture of it. But don't be upset at me if I don't keep it.
Yeah. And if you give me something, don't be upset if I lose it just because I'm...
Oh, I will. I tell that, like, don't lend me a book. You'll never get it back.
I try not to borrow books because I'm so bad about actually getting around to reading them.
Yeah, I tell people if anyone gives me a book, I was like, you don't give me this if you want it back because I cannot guarantee its return.
I've had this conversation with you.
Yeah.
I think you said it's fine. Just give it on to somebody else. Like it was I didn't need anymore.
Yeah.
I had actually read it.
All right, so let's get some. Are you already on it, Cubby, with the music? Yeah.
I have no idea what you mean. This music? For all our listeners at home, here's a little track called Feeding the Ducks. Ooh. Nice.
Yeah. I think that's what I'm going to do is I'm going to have this. And then they can split the whole thing up. Leave the eggs behind. That'll work. Yeah, I think that'll be funny and effective. And if I need to make it just the lid, I can just cut a line across there. And that'll
Ooh.
work too.
Oh,
And
I do gotta say, I really like the thought of the lid hinging up.
seeing the lid.
The base
Yeah.
is there, and that's
I do
behind
too.
it.
I do too. I think I will do that. Yeah, I think I will.
I didn't want to say it though because I hate
Really?
being like, oh my god, wouldn't that be great if you just did a whole lot more work?
I think it's actually going to end up being less work.
Oh yeah?
Yeah. So I think it is I think it's a really good idea. And also, doing something the right way takes less energy than doing it the wrong way, even if it's more work. Does that make sense?
Yes. Like, I get what you're saying, but I don't know that I could explain it to somebody who didn't.
Yeah.
Yes, that is a great point, Victoria London Fog. I'll be
And
right
also,
back.
like, the pleasure I get from doing it the correct way is also like a source of energy.
There's also a lot of relief in having a plan,
Yeah.
like just being like, oh, maybe I could do it this way. Nope, I already know how I'm doing it.
Yeah. True. I mean, it already looks pretty good.
It does.
Like, I'm pretty happy with it.
I'm such a fan of your little props and drawings. I will be right back, friends.
Cool.
Oh, I just said I was going to be right back. You didn't miss anything good. I mean, my first clue was that it was me talking. Fair enough. And thank you. Thought just occurred to me. And if you want me to be quiet so you can focus on crafting, let me know. But 100%, it's always said as 1,000. Batting 1,000. Because they take it to the next decimal place.
I was thinking the same.
But it just clicked that it's not. It's 100% or 1,000 per mil. Baseball just gives the per mil. The per millage, not the percentage. I don't know whether I hope It's Yesterday's Night heard that or not. Because I don't know if he's gonna love that or hate it. Or just say, yeah, obviously, and go on with his life.
Yeah.
Well, it's not that you were wrong, Victoria London wrong, because what you said was completely factual. It kind of clicked a new way to view batting permillages. I'm going to use the word permillages a lot from now on.
That's the correct term.
Also, I realized if you make a percent symbol and you put an extra 0, 1,000 per mil.
You were technically wrong. The best way to be wrong. That's a joke that some people will get.
I'm pretty sure this audience is going to have a good chance of getting Futurama gags.
Yeah, that's what I figured. I play to my audience. Who else are you gonna play to?
I guess. Well, yeah. The other option is like play to the other actors, which goodness knows I've seen before.
Yeah, of course you're gonna play to the audience. What else are you gonna do?
Mab got the joke.
Got it. Got it. Your reference. I didn't even try. We should have that clip make the rounds again.
I think I re-listened to it recently, and the big problem is it's way too long.
I know, but that's also why it's so right.
Yeah, like, it was for the use case we wanted, we absolutely failed in the best way possible.
Yeah. I wouldn't want it any other way. I realized in making these props, so my eyes aren't that great, but you know what? A lot of people in the audience's eyes aren't that great, and I realized that it makes me aware of visually how things will look if someone's sitting like far back in the house. What's that noise?
I was agreeing.
No, there's like a machine sound. Like a
Oh,
vacuum
for me?
sound? Yeah.
Oh, that's like a leaf blower in the distance.
Oh, so annoying. I hate that sound. I mean, it's
It's-
fine. I get them too. I was like, oh no, I'm so sorry.
I think because it's farther away, it's not getting filtered.
Oh yeah. Okay. Anyway. Yeah. So it's sort of like a little bit of an advantage that I have as a creator because I know whatever I make, like people will be able to see it because I'm already considering it in my brain. It makes me feel better about having not the best eyes.
No, it's a pretty good. It's an advantage, really, because if you put too much details in without noticing it, it becomes cluttered and hard to see from a distance.
Yeah. Yeah.
So earlier, Shoshi, you said that you got a reference,
Yeah. Yes.
and I got your reference, and you got your reference.
Yeah.
But it occurs to me that I don't think anyone else on the planet could possibly have gotten that reference
No?
until today. Guess what I just uploaded to StreamYard?
Did you find it?
Oh, yes.
Amazing.
I was able to find it, convert it to the preferred format, and upload it.
That's
Now-
incredible, Cubby.
Let's see if it actually works.
Okay.
So yeah, this is, first of all, what I look like without any gray hair.
It was a long time ago, wasn't it?
It was a very long time ago.
The princess just stays tied up and screams the whole time.
Probably. I forget it a lot. I actually watched it in the hospital.
Hi, Puggle.
I don't think we should.
Yeah, we should just do it. Okay.
We should just
yeah.
do it.
Cool. I got your reference.
I got your reference.
I just wanted you to know.
I just wanted you to know.
I got your reference.
I got your reference.
So I guess, way to go.
Way to go.
It wasn't very clever. It wasn't very fun. But no one else got it. So I guess that means I won. I got your reference.
I got your reference.
I didn't even strain.
Not even a little.
I got your reference.
I got your reference.
Please don't explain.
No need.
Don't be afraid to dip into obscurity because colorless green ideas sleep furiously.
I garbled a little.
Yeah, me too.
last
Let's
line.
try it again. This time we'll speak it,
Let's
then we'll do another one we're singing.
Colorless green ideas
Ideas
sleep furiously.
Colorless green ideas
sleep furiously.
Colorless.
Is the spoken word working?
Huh?
Is this Muppet's working?
Yeah, totally.
Okay.
Oh my god. Yeah. Okay. Do we need to make a new clip?
Do you want to?
Yes. It'll be easier for me.
I guess I should have cut off that last bit.
No, it was perfect.
I forgot that we never got around to like editing. Oh, well, also the next clip maybe didn't need it as much because I found the clips from that day and I started them and I heard that one and I didn't check the one after it. So the one after it is probably better.
I'm so glad we watched that one. Aw, we're cute when we're working on stuff, Guppy. I wonder what we were talking about when we were like talking about a princess tied up and screaming. What were we talking about?
What were we talking about? Well, I've got no idea. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, it's gonna look good.
Oh my. Oh,
And then
I
I'm
love
I'm
how
gonna
you're painting it yellow.
that part to the
Oh,
bottom part. I
that
think
looks
it's
so
gonna look-
good already.
I'm really excited about it. It was a good idea you had, Cubby, and like it's really working. So I think we're at time.
Yeah.
This has been great. I'm glad we got a good like half hour of quiet crafting time in. Yeah, we both aged very well. We look good. That was like 10 years ago, right?
Yeah, a little bit more. It was 2013. Well, December 2013, so like 10 and a half years ago.
Amazing. Amazing. Wow.
Okay. Well, I thought that would be a little fun thing to end the show on.
Older than I feel younger now by now. That's how that tune goes, right? Yeah.
Ooh. Ooh.
Cool.
Ooh. Sorry, that sounds very cool. I'm very much looking forward to seeing that, Salier. Which it might be a week because of how bad I am at Discord. Yeah. I would say the biggest difference in Shoshi's aging when you look at earlier pictures is that she really figured out her style a lot more.
Yeah. Yeah, I like my hair now. LA has helped me figure out my style.
Yeah. Like
But
you were on
also-
your way, but like you really a
Also,
lot of
don't-
stuff.
Don't judge my style from that video because that's Volpe's style, which is Volpe is like
Oh, yeah.
Shoshi unhinged with no filters and no before or afterthought. It's like the ultimate, yeah. Volpe,
It's if Volpe is if you had never learned self-reflection.
yes, but for all things, like
Yeah.
that's who the character is. It's Shoshi with no self-reflection. Ah.
Oh. Whoa. Okay, now I'm really excited to see pictures. Even and it's like, oh, is there anything more exciting than like a long process like finally coming together? So good. So but thank you all so much for joining us. It has been a lot of fun. Join us next week. We will probably have a Mab with us. Fingers crossed.
Yes, please.
And
Y'all are awesome. See you next week.
I'm almost there. I'm almost there. And go.
Crafting, crafting, crafting with Joshi and Cubby. What will we make today? What is the dice of the day? Crafting, creating, collaborating. What would an octopus say? Trivia questions, hooray! Creating, clickbaiting, can't hardly waiting for the crafting show. A crafting show with Cubby and Shoshi.